Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying this. You gotta give it to them. You gotta at least give them a baseline credit. Even though I find their actions deplorable and their general strategies and tactics to be dishonest and defamatory, I gotta give them credit, they certainly are persistent. You know, it's kind of like that dude that doesn't know how to fight, but he doesn't know how to give up either. It's a little bit of a dangerous combination. And that right there, I think, describes the Democrats to a T. They don't play honest and they ride it to the very end. But you know what? For a certain period, even though it looked like it was working, I guess the good times come to an end because what was once their greatest asset has now become possibly their greatest weakness and the core catalyst of their demise. They just can't let it go. When we describe the persecution of Donald Trump from the Democrat Party as endless persecution, endless hoaxes, and attempts to destroy his career, well, the description is almost literal, because if these Democrats could, they would. You know, the American people have made their decision, they've made their voices heard, voiced by the ballot box, but the Democrat establishment isn't listening. No, the witch hunt, the indictment, will go on to the bitter end. They're now supposedly planning through Jack Smith a major scandalous report on all the criminal wrongdoing of Donald Trump. These people just don't give up now, do they? Even when it's clearly over. Let me show you guys what's being reported. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, so we got this tweet from Harry Litman. That's the senior legal affairs columnist at the LA Times. He released this post stating that multiple accounts state that Jack Smith is preparing a report and that Merrick Garland will release it publicly. And here's the kicker, all before Inauguration Day. Ooh, so spooky. Even on their way out the back door, they just can't help themselves. Joe Biden seems to be doing everything in his power to step in the way of possible peace between Russia and Ukraine, and now Jack Smith and Merrick Garland are preparing for their January bombshell. What's this, the basis for the next impeachment inquiry? I mean, give me a break, it's almost unbelievable. I mean, let's really take a moment to consider how absurd this is. After everything, after years of failed witch hunts, sham impeachments and investigations, and of course you can't forget the cherry on top, the media blitz, attacking and slandering Donald Trump from every angle, after the last Mueller report failed so spectacularly, well, they're doubling down on the same tired tactic? Really? Another stunt to try to publicly discredit Donald Trump before he takes office? How utterly pathetic. I'm not even sure exactly what they think this report is going to achieve. I mean, the people have moved on at this point. The majority is done listening to the endless attempts to paint Donald Trump as some sort of criminal mafioso mastermind. We're not living in 2017 anymore. This is 2024. The American people just elected Donald Trump with a resounding mandate. He won the popular vote. The majority of the people essentially said, it's time to kick rocks, Rachel Maddow. We're electing the orange man. We're taking his side. And of course, what that intrinsically means is they voted against the lawfare, directly opposed to the criminal convictions of Donald J. Trump. They didn't want to see him in prison. No, they wanted to see him in the White House. The people have spoken loudly and clearly. And here we have these sore loser Democrats. We're going to stick to our guns all the way to the end. And my response really is, okay, if that's the hill that you want to die on, I mean, really? My classified documents? My January 6th insurrection? I mean, please, give me a break. I mean, at this point, more Americans probably support releasing the J6 political prisoners than they do keeping the insurrection narrative alive, or support these criminal convictions against Donald Trump. The idea that Trump led an insurrection is complete debunked nonsense. It's a dead talking point that's first off wrong, and secondly, has been totally ineffective. It's done the opposite of what its intention was to begin with. Embarrassing. I mean, that's really the hill that Democrats are standing on. That and classified documents? Donald Trump, some sort of John Gotti criminal mastermind who deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison because he took his own documents home. Sir, the president took his homework home with him. Quick, call the FBI. How stupid. And the dumbest part of this copium-filled report is that Democrats are cheering this on, as if this is a good idea, as if this is exactly what they needed to derail Trump's momentum here. Another stunt. I mean, they're delusional. The majority of the American people see this as what it is. petty, partisan lawfare. Essentially a weak partisan tactic because Democrats can't win at the ballot box without using fear. These cases were dead in the water day one. We saw every single one of them collapse before our very eyes throughout the election season, and that collapse essentially led to Donald Trump's gain in popularity. It's freaking over, or so you'd think, but the Democrats go right back to square one. Right back to the unhinged crackhead takes, and it's just not a good look. Here's the reality. If this report is accurate and this is really what they intend to do, but probably even before that, just the report itself, well, it once again shows the world just how small the Democrats are. Sore frickin' losers who can't handle the fact that Trump beat them again. That the political pendulum is swinging in the opposite direction, finally. And this election could have really been a moment of inflection where things changed for the better, where Democrats could have focused on unity, working together in bipartisan fashion to address a lot of the challenges that the country's facing. If they showed some humility and actually worked with Trump and got things done, it would probably end up being a net positive for them in the long term, but instead they're doing another nosedive straight back into the divisive nonsense. They're essentially showing the American people their true colors, that the country isn't their priority, it's still what it's always been, grifting on anti-Trump hysteria for big donations, pushing the number one priority, take down Donald Trump at all cost. Well, what it looks like to me is, in the process, they're essentially destroying whatever credibility they had left. The American people spoke. They want Trump in the White House, not an orange jumpsuit, and the Democrats simply have to eat a piece of humble pie and just accept it. Accept the will of the people, the democratic will. Aren't you guys supposed to be the democracy people or something? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.